The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Nathan, earlier on we were talking about you leaning into
Your pension
lifestyle. So I've had an extended period of time off and dealing with some stuff there, but also I was doing some cathartic things, and I was wondering what's this going to feel like, because it's not a holiday. It's actual time off, and it's time off where I switched off from everything to do with work, because with my life I run everything through a radio filter. Even it's like stuff like The Matrix comes up on my face and I go, this could be a good topic and this could be a good competition. Switched all that off. And what's left?
And now you've switched it back on again.
I haven't watched TV for so long, so that sort of changed in me. So the other thing is I was doing a bit of gardening. Remember, I went through my plant phase.
Yes.
And then I went, I'm going to...
So by gardening,
you're
you
a
mean
phasey
like
person,
balcony pot plant kind of arrangement. Yeah.
So I smashed that out.
You're an intense phasey person. When you're in, you're committed.
Yeah, Sean, yeah. And then I do projects as well now. So I lent into the pensioner lifestyle, and I'm now the pensioner that goes to Bunnings, but I'm also like my dad. He goes to Karen Upsham with dinner, he's got his friends. I got my friends at Bunnings. So my original Bunnings in my heart is Bayswater, because they're just around the corner, and I go there all the time. And I make
It's a big one too, that one, isn't it?
You never want to be the last person out too. The people that run into, can I just say, people that go to Bunnings at 5:02 and run in and go, I've just got to grab a quick something. No. You can at a deli. At Bunnings you can't, because that other thing is 2 kilometres away.
Yeah, that's right.
And there's people
you literally have to run.
So don't do that. I'm speaking on behalf of the staff, Sean. But then I've got friends like Inaloo, and I've got friends at Karen Up at Belcatter as well. So
do they know that you're seeing other Bunnings?
Yeah, I'm very, very transparent, Natalie. I make sure everyone knows.
It's an open relationship.
I like Dad. I walk in and some people go, "Oh, you're back, Nathan." And that gets a bit embarrassing.
Yeah, because it's been less than 24 hours, Nathan.
Yeah, it is. Because people go, those articles you're missing, and it's like, I'm not. I'm at Bunnings Bayswater.
So you I've been in your house quite a while now, enough, and it's still quite a new house. So what do you need to be this handyman for?
So many things. So just different projects, Sean, lends itself to different tools that I never had, and therefore I try and fashion something out of something else instead of actually doing it properly. So things for not much storage in my laundry or anywhere really. Our place is one of those apartments I didn't think about, Shane the Blaze.
Yes, storage.
So I'm looking at opportunities of where I can put things, and I recently did one of those pegboards, but it was a metallic pegboard on the back of my laundry. I just finished that up, and then that's magnetic as well.
You told me pegging was completely different.
No, this is the pants
and
on
Sean
one.
is up for it.
Yeah. But so that now I'm very organised in that, and then that was really an interesting project, because it's on an internal door which are hollow, and yet you want to hang a bit off of it. So therefore I had to distribute the weight correctly and evenly by gluing it, and then just doing 4 screws instead of worrying about the screws. Now the glue's going to hold the most weight with that, and then because it's evenly dispersed.
You're sounding very pensionary.
So I created a frame, and then I hung up all the stuff that I need to do. So all my cleaning products and all that sort of stuff. That's emergency lights.
Why have you got
emergency lights?
No,
plural.
No, just
why have you got so many?
What? Cleaning products?
No, I'm talking about the power boards.
Oh, there's 3.
That looks like a lot.
No, 1, 2, 3. And they're power cords. 3 power cords. Because three power cords and 3 power boards. Yeah.
For the hydro setup.
Yeah.
Sean, got you, mate. Got you.
The room they can't come into during a rental.
I'm hearing you.
Nathan, we're running out of time. Get to what your right hand is on.
This is my toolbox. This is my tool. I had to buy a bigger bag, so my tools got bigger. I chose Ryobi. I like the colour.
Oh, you like the colour.
I love
And also,
Ryobi.
it matches your drink bottle.
So this is
Don't think we haven't noticed that.
This is a drill. This is a jigsaw. This is a jigsaw. You've used one of these before. This is brushless. It's cost me $100
Sorry, do you know who you're talking to?
Jigsaws are great.
Yep.
The deal is go in with confidence, because Alan said that I would never be able to shave a millimetre off. Please, Alan. You just have to go straight, Sean, which is hard for me, and just attack it. Then we've got, this is my favourite thing. This is a little power cutter. This cuts through wood, plastics, anything like that. So this is a little circular saw.
Look at them.
You never change the blade. You never change the blade.
This guy.
No, we just buy another one, obviously.
Of course, you're called a screw. Everyone needs a corded screwdriver.
The light on that was already on, was it?
Yeah, no. And these go great.
That looks like a taser.
These rich. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
These are great.
Okay.
So you need that. I've got, what else do I have there? Oh, you've got my drill, of course. Oh. These clamps. You remember clamps you used to have to pry open and then close?
That's when you're doing metal work.
Oh, look at this. These clamps, Sean. Clamp it on the side of the desk. Ready? Go. Just clamp it on the side of the desk.
Yep.
That's it. And then it goes hard. That's clamped.
Okay.
So that's the pressure now.
To everybody's out there, we'll put the photos of Nathan's bag up on
when
Instagram.
you're working and then you drop something like metallic and then it's over there, this is an extension pole.
Nathan.
And then so I just have to I pick it up. So ready? There's a Yeti. Oh, they're not metal. So anything metal over here, I can pick up. Nothing's metallic. Nothing's metallic over here. Yeah. Anyway, I'll
Are you just buying stuff for buying stuff?
Couldn't you just go and get it?
See this paintbrush? This is ergonomically
Oh my
designed.
Nathan, you're just buying things
You're off your head.
for your arthritic hands.
You were off your
No, but
head.
just like that.
That's too
amazing?
much.
Yeah.
That's too much.
Yeah. Drills,
Look,
hammers.
okay.
If you're into cricket, you know that the people rock up with
That's
a cricket
the bag.
That's the bag. It's got heaps of bats in
The
it, but in this
beauty
case
is, if
it's
you
got
need to
heaps of
hide a
tools in
body,
it.
you can also
Scalpels.
use the same bag. We want to know, are you like Nathan leaning into your pensioner life?
Really
well ahead of
leaning into it.
time, as it turns out.
I asked a couple of the other days, did you need anything at your house done, at your apartment?
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
putting that to use.
We want to know, 13 24 10, are you turning into a bit of a
okay.
pensioner
That's okay.
well ahead of schedule?
I'm not that lady
And
that
how
I
is it
saw.
expressing? Are you knitting all of a sudden?
I'm not that lady I saw on the... Remember that day I was driving past that house and a woman dragged out a foldable chair and she sat down at the end of a driveway and then she just looked
Watching
Yeah.
the traffic.
Yeah.
I'm not that.
No, you're
Yeah,
close.
But you're not far from it.
Very, very close. We are concerned.
You've got the chair, haven't you?
Yeah.
What?
You've got the chair.
No, I don't have the chair. I did say to my tradie mate, do tradies do this? So they buy all the same gear? And he goes, yes. And he goes, but they don't take that on site.
No.
'Cause that's
and also
embarrassing.
they're tradies.
Yes. And then he said to me as well, tradies don't use Ryobi. And I went, what?
No, they use the proper gear.
You know who uses Ryobi? Master builders.
Ah.
And
As he looked to the camera.
and
That was straight out of an ad.
pensioners. Anna's in Les Moody. Hello.
Hi, how you going?
Great, Anna. Are you the pensioner, or what's going on?
No, it's my other half. He got quite sick about 6 months ago, and one of the things he started to do, because he used to be a smoker,
Yeah.
was he was like, I'm going to start baking my own bread. So every morning at
Sorry.
5:30...
What's it got to do
So
with him
what's
being
got
a
any smoker?
smoker?
So I'm going to give up smoking and I'm going to take up something else.
Yeah, we say he was a vapor, now he's a baker.
Right. So he's replaced it with bread. So how many loaves a day is he?
It's at least a couple of weeks.
Half a loaf a day.
And is it good bread? Are you happy, or do you like you're going to go, oh, that's nice, honey, but it's dense and terrible?
No, it's
It's good.
beautiful. Every morning he tends to the starter.
Can I tell you?
Oh,
on the
it's a
weekend,
sourdough. Yeah, he's right on board.
Sourdough,
Yeah.
Does
so
he have the
every
mother
morning
dough?
Yeah, the starter,
Yeah.
that's what she's talking about,
He
yeah.
has got the mother, and then every weekend he'll do the bread making in the morning,
Yes.
and he tends to it every half an hour.
Yeah, the
just
kneading
to
and the
fold it
warming
over.
and that.
Did he inherit the dough from a family member, or did he make his own mother dough?
No, he started it himself.
Oh,
Yes.
that's like
Yeah.
starting history.
This sounds really good, Anna.
Yeah.
It's
And
absolutely beautiful, and he's even taught my mum how to make bread.
Oh.
Well, there you go.
this is the thing. And he is led into his pensioner lifestyle, and that benefits her. The pensioner lifestyle,
Correct.
it really doesn't it benefits someone. So anyone that is in my building, they can knock on my door at any time.
You're now the super, as they would
And
say
I will,
in America.
I'll take care of crap. I put a number on our house. It hasn't had a number on our house for 7 years, and I put a number on our house.
Anna, you're very lucky. You've got a baker and not a smoker anymore, so that's working
good.
well on both fronts. Let's go to Bree and Treeby. Hello.
Hi, how you going,
Hi,
guys?
Bree.
Bree, are you leaning into the pensioner life already?
Yeah, well, now that I've hit 30, I exchanged fancy nights out and going out in the town to Lego sets.
Lego.
Oh.
Yeah, so I am now building Lego instead of seeing people.
Bree,
And,
how did this turn from one to the
Yes.
other?
Why have you given up on life? What's happening?
No, she hasn't. She's found new life.
yeah, new life, $20 set Lego to start with, got given it, and I was like, well, that's quite cathartic. Anyway, it turned into, now it's a $700 full Lego set.
Yeah.
And, that's my socialising money is now being dropped on Rivendell.
Yes.
Bree, were you a nerd? Like, because
No.
Okay. So this just came out of nowhere. This has come out of nowhere.
Yeah, literally, that's why my friends were so concerned. Like, I get the pats on the head, like, good job, honey. But, I'm very sporty, but it's nice not to have to talk to people.
Yeah,
I think that anything that you can submerge yourself in, right?
Yes.
And that's fantastic. But with mine, right? So things get fixed and things get hung, and I'm making my apartment better. You're just creating Lego landscapes What are you
What's your
doing with
problem?
them
What's your
afterwards?
problem?
No, what are you doing with them afterwards, and how are they benefiting you or somebody else?
Guys, I built the Mona Lisa. Now, I
Yeah, so you pipe down, Nathan.
No,
Norris.
I'm not. I'm not judging you. I'm asking questions because I'm doing it too.
So that Mona Lisa is now sitting in the bathroom, and
That
everyone
is
that has to
sick.
walk into my bathroom
Yes.
gets to look at the Louvre.
It's
So
like the Louvre.
really,
Yeah, exactly. It's the loo.
That is, see, that to me, if you've got really cool stuff around your house and the stuff's going away in the cupboard, mate, I'm on board with you.
Free, you're adorable.
And I do understand why your friends are concerned, though.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Amy, we better get you on the mic now. Amy, don't be shy. Amy and I,
Yes.
independently,
Yeah.
went to Disco Club on Saturday night.
You're going to go?
We knew when I was going, but it was organised. It was organised separately.
That would be
Amy
my
would-
biggest
her
shock, is
friend-
going to something that's unique and then seeing Shaun there and going,
Yeah.
that would jar me? That would jar me.
Last
One
time-
place is coming to mind pretty quickly. I'll talk to you about it.
No, to be honest, you're there more than I am. Shaun.
Last time it was on, which was December, so after our show finished for the year last year,
Yeah.
the next night was Disco Club, and I went along to that one, and it was, and I bumped into a friend of mine who I had sent her the link to the tickets and said, do you want to come? And she never answered me, and then she went with a different group of friends.
See that
holding
there?
the ball,
So
Natalie.
what did you do when you saw her?
That's
I'm like, what are you doing here? Anyway,
So
that's
she wanted to
fine.
go, but not with you.
Apparently so.
That's so funny. We should do that.
I think what it was she wasn't going to go, and then a group of the school mums talked her into it, and so she went along.
That's what I'd say too.
Yeah, that's right. Anywho, do you want to know what Disco Club is?
I know what book club is, which is
Secret.
just pretending you read books and you're just drinking. That's what you do, Natalie, with your friends.
Shaun, there's cheese.
Friday night.
Sorry,
There's
cheese.
a lot of cheese. So Disco Club it's a thing that's organised by two podcasters called Lisa and Sarah, and it's a national thing. So they go around to different cities,
Yep.
and they do roughly 2 a year. So the last one was in early December. This one was Saturday night. They're coming back again in November, everybody. And they take over a club for the night. This particular one was at Eve nightclub at Crown, which is, was reopened after a long time. They closed
That
it
would
for
have
a
been a
while.
nice night. Go
Surprised they didn't
eat
change
at
it,
Crown, and that's nice.
Yeah, so and it's women only, and it's starts at 6, and then that's kind of just for a couple of drinks beforehand, and then the dancing starts at 7, and they have a DJ who just plays all bangers all night, and then you go home at 10,
So-
and it is perfection.
You
4
go
hours, 4
home
hours.
at 10.
Yes.
For me to be dancing, I need to have the skin full.
No, I mean some
me,
people were going
honestly,
hard.
Yeah,
There are a few
yeah. I think
girls-
the women
to
are
really dance, to really
the girls
dance.
are the first out on the dance floor,
But
so we know.
a
that's
girl
a different thing.
always has a dance in her, Amy.
Correct. And it went off. It was literally like...
Yes. So this was your first disco club, wasn't it?
It was
Yeah.
our first.
So
So,
1,000 women.
1,000 women.
Straight away, I think that they're single with cats, but they're not.
Yeah,
because
no.
every woman likes to dance, and
Yes,
some that are
that's
married,
right.
they've got a bigger reason to dance to
And
shake that guy off.
the age demographic.
Yes.
Talk to me.
Wild.
What do you
From
mean?
20-year-olds
Yes.
right up until what, 70 plus now?
Yes,
70
easily.
plus
There was a woman next to
70.
me who I reckon would have been
Getting on
75.
their groove.
So she was there when disco was a thing.
Yeah.
Was she wearing trainers, by the way?
Everybody
I was wearing
was.
trainers.
Everybody was. It
Naked
was. It
trainers?
was very unusual to see anybody in like high-heeled shoes because, if they were, it was their first time. You could tell because everybody else was in the most comfortable shoes because it is all just about letting it out on the
3
dance floor.
hours
This was like-
of bangers.
I've spoken
non-stop.
about this previously, and that was at Laurie Potter back in the day, punk aerobics, and you guys were laughing at the very concept of getting dressed up as a punk and going to get with like-minded friends and do a workout to some great music. Take the workout out, it's that.
This is it. And you know what, Nate? There was a theme.
What was the theme?
The dress theme is
What?
sparkles.
Yes.
Sean, who doesn't have something? I've got an outfit ready to go now.
I'm
Do
ready
you?
to go too.
I've got one to go now.
So it was a great success.
It's the best. It's just so much fun.
And not just that,
It's
this
so
is
much
a
fun.
concept that the guys' version will never take off. Imagine the guys' version of all guys, just guys, no girls allowed. We're just going to come together and dance. And there can't be a gay club. Take the gay club
No.
out. Sean, would you go to that one?
Which one?
Either of them.
I know which one you go to. Captain of the court.
So they're coming back, everybody. They're coming back
That's
in
exciting.
November.
So it's heaps of fun.
Oh, my wife would love that. Megan would love that.
Yeah, well, the next time
Would
they're
love
doing
that.
2 shows in Perth. One, it just says they haven't announced the actual venues, but one Perth, one Fremantle.
Oh,
which could only be at one place, Sean.
Oh, my God.
The big house.
I've got to go then.
No,
The
you
big
can't.
house.
You can't.
You're not.
You're a man.
Callie can. She's you, basically, in the dress. Your sister.
Callie would go on my
That's
behalf.
fantastic.
Yeah. Get on board.
Oh,
Disco Club all the way.
How to start from podcasters?
Yeah.
We should get them on.
Yeah, they're great.
Cool.
Yeah. They're really cool.
I'd love to start something that everyone loved. We haven't tried. We've tried everything. We've thrown everything at the wall. Nothing sticks.
Any day now.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Quite the bloodbath in the election, as it turned out. I think everybody was surprised by the landslide victory. Thought it was going to be a lot closer, or the polls were saying it was going to be a lot closer than that.
The thing about that is, I honestly was under the belief that people blamed the Labor government for cost of living, and I thought that was one of people's main concern, and I thought that would be a backlash against them. And I've disengaged
Went
with
the other way.
everything that's been going on for the last couple of months.
That is fantastic. Well done
So
to
I
you.
didn't really know, but before I'd left, I went. I read an article, a really interesting article, and it was about how all the world leaders were at that stage slowly being replaced by extreme right wing.
Yeah.
And I went, and then I saw Peter Dutton playing out of the Trump's handbook as well, and I thought, okay, well, that's sort of our version, which is completely watered down, but I wonder if that will work. And it didn't.
Yeah,
No, it didn't. And you know what? When he was in here, Pete, we actually talked to him because he was close. And I think you might have said to him, Nathan, what about being Prime Minister? And he was like, I want to play it down.
Yes.
Because it was more than a chance because he was basically winning.
I know,
Yes,
Sean.
that's right.
And
Yeah,
I surrendered to the fact that this is what's going to happen, and we're going to be. This article was true and on point.
So that was before the election had been called. It was interesting that he kind of started backing away from the Trumpy framing of things. It wasn't so much that he was adopting his policies, although it was sort of he was leaning that way.
It's like a clickbait, isn't it? It sort of uses the Trump headline, but a very watered down version.
And then once the backlash against Trump's early days of this presidency, you could see them starting to back away because of it wasn't as populist as they thought it might be, and that bore out.
Well, it makes me feel proud to be in this country, to be honest. Just if that was, no matter your political views, if that was a stance against that, that whole ethos of hate politics, I'm glad that we go no.
Well, there's no question that was the reason why it fell so massively. Because otherwise it should have been, Nathan, exactly what you said. It should have been, do you vote for the current government on the fact of what they've done over the last 3 years?
Yes.
Or do you want to change on the fact that you think someone else can do better? But it didn't go that way.
No, and also he didn't really have any economic policy that would have answered those questions of can you actually reduce the cost of living?
Yeah.
And also the inflation figures for the current government.
To be honest, I don't think either government have got a plan for that.
Yeah, but I don't know if anyone took that into calculation.
maybe.
I think the prices are the prices are. I think since COVID let the cat out of the bag and the cat's taken off.
Nathan, I agree with you. And
nothing's coming down.
And even if the Liberal Party had have stayed on their thing and they got in right, they would have been, so at the moment, the Labor government and our current government, they'll be spending money and nothing's coming down. Yep. And if the Liberal Party got in, they would have been spending money and I don't see anything coming down.
You know what it is?
No,
if one of these parties had a plan of going, we are going to cover the costs or cut the costs of this thing or these things permanently, and these are things everyone uses every day. That would have been that would have been something people could grasp on and look at their bank account and go, okay, that's going to help me.
You can't do that with groceries. It doesn't work that way. But they did do it with healthcare. So with the cost of medications, and they did it with childcare. They did it with the things that they can control.
But it's things like petrol. And I know these are big things. It's things like something that you use every day.
Well, no, because the Liberals were going to reduce the petrol excise for a year, for 12 months only. So that was one of their
plan of what to do. Yeah, it's hard to push what you're going to do because it never really happens. So people think, take that with a grain of salt.
I think either way, all of us are wanting. All of us want a handout in whatever area. And for me, it might be interest rates coming down for mortgages. Yes. For other people, as you said, Nat childcare, and for other people. But the reality is we all have to tighten the belts on every single area for any of it to get back, but that's not going to happen.
No. Can I just tell you one interesting thing about this election is that the Liberals obviously now licking their wounds and analysing where they went wrong. And I read an article this morning that said that because they're polling, their own internal polling, way off. They thought they were much closer to it. And you know what they've put it down to? The fact that Gen Zs and millennials don't answer their phones to unknown numbers. So they weren't a part of the polling process. So and for the first, this is the first time that Gen Zs and millennials have outnumbered baby boomers in numbers, in sheer voting numbers. And so there was a whole generation that they just missed asking who they were going to vote for. So they thought they were great, that they were going to go okay because the baby boomers will answer their phone because they want to chat.
This is the thing. So many companies and places hold on to antiquated versions of how to do things. Because we don't live in that world anymore. And our industry is the same. We do things because radio has always done them that way. Why?
Yeah.
The world has changed so much that we're not doing it for a model from the past. We've got to go for a model of the future. And the model of the future that's how the younger generation consume their content.
Yeah.
It's not the way
but
it's done anymore.
But equally, if you've done a poll and you've only got age groups from this to this and you're trying to... How does that give you the full frame of the picture? And everybody knew that the Trump situation was going to play out that to a degree, not knowing it would be that bad. And then sports bets and all the other betting companies, they know who
they knew. Yeah.
So Albo's won, right? Yeah. So that's so exciting. We're going to his wedding, we've decided. We've told him and he seems to agree with it. So
when he was in the other day, he said, if I get over the line, he was pretty confident that, and we all kind of knew then too, but he wants to take us back to Canberra.
I know, but we're going to the wedding. We have said that to him and he's sort of agreed to it. We haven't got the official thing, but we are going. So if we just talk as if we're going, he has to have us there. It's so awkward if not. And we'll rock up there and imagine us rocking up there. Natalie's got a coleslaw. Yeah. I brought me and you were carrying the president in together, so we wanted to know that both of us got it. And then they're not going to refuse us, Sean. We've been there already.
What happens if he's got a wishing well? How much do you put in?
That is a great question.
It's a great question. And then think about Peter Dutton. He lost all of it.
Yeah, so he lost his seat. He's the first opposition leader to ever lose their seat.
Yep.
How about
After
that?
24 years in Parliament.
And think about the party. Think about the parties, right? So you've got Albo's party. People are going ballistic. And you know what? They're not only won, but they've won by records. Like, you have won.
The fact
like the Mark McGowan thing. It was won.
It was pretty much over before they started counting the votes in WA.
And then think about the Dutton side. Think about the Duttons, Sean. And the Duttons are there at their party. It's catered. They have to have it. Who's going to that? Do you rock up to that afterwards?
Yeah,
There'd be 7 people and there would have been some John Farnham on.
You know what it reminds me of, Sean? When they have a function for when you make the grand final, if you lose, they still have the function.
They still
because it's organised. And they have to turn up devastated.
So bad.
And all the punters the members and stuff that are paid for that, they go to and everybody just sits there awkwardly staring at them.
In 2013 when I was at the Fremantle one.
Oh yeah, how was that?
I remember, I'm going to say it was way over $1,000 because you got to buy your tickets way in advance.
Oh, so you had to...
So you're buying it
the
thinking...
$1,000 in your mind is like, we're going to win and we're going to have a wonderful celebration, but you don't. So $1,000 might happen. You have to sit there for all the courses because you pay for it. I mean, all you want is to go home because you're pissed off.
Exactly. And all the players end up leaving relatively early and then I'm there shining like a beacon and everyone wants to tell me about it.
Because they think it's your fault.
Exactly.
Do you go to the loser party? Do you go to the loser party?
We have to, but would I go to the loser party? No, I would find something that I'm very busy at doing. I just wouldn't go.
But if you're involved in the loser party, you have to go to the loser party.
And it is, in this case, it is a bit like it's a team thing. Like you're a part of a team, so you can't just abandon the team and not go to the party.
We do survey lunches here, and that's basically survey day comes out, and then we find out the ratings and stuff like that. And
sometimes
we've been
blessed
very long. We've been blessed for a long time to be at the top.
Yeah,
and so that's really exciting for everyone. But we've had some shockers. Where there's a really fun food around, like a fun food, like something on a stick, and then you go down. And people are walking around with fun food on a stick.
And sad
with
faces.
no reason to smile.
Sad faces.
Yeah.
Look, we want to know, have you had to go to a sad party?
Yeah.
Whatever the reason.
I mean, my friend Nadia, she, back in uni, loved Japanese manga. It was sort of all design people, right? And when design people get into a party, they dress up. So everyone's putting all their time and stuff. Anyway, she went to hospital 2 days beforehand. She was admitted for a week. And the party still went ahead because the parents had bought all the food. So everyone rocks up.
So
half the people didn't go because they knew she wasn't going to be there. The other half went because they feel obliged because their parents bought the food. And then we're just there, and the parents decided to hold the party. So their parents stepped up and hosted it. You don't want to go to your friend's party hosted by your parents if they're not there dressed as Japanese manga. That's a sad.
That's what we're talking about, sad parties.
Hello, Mel.
Hello.
Hi, Mel. All right, Mel, sad party. Were you the attendee or were you the person holding the party?
I was the attendee.
Great. All right.
Tell us about it.
Well, I was actually at the same party in 2013 as Shaun.
Over in Melbourne, yeah.
The Freo Grand Final party after the game. Yeah, talk to us.
After the game. The players were late. Everyone was waiting for them.
No, they didn't want to be there.
No, of course they didn't.
Yeah.
No one did. And I pretty much likened it to a funeral.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, it was like that.
There's good times at a funeral. You say, I remember the time that George, kicked that tin can and the cat jumped off the roof onto his face. Did you have any of those times?
Well, yeah, no.
No.
And you're a bit torn, aren't you? Because you want to be a good supporter, and that's what it's about. You're showing your solidarity with the team, that you're with them through thick and thin.
But because you're rocking up, they have to rock up. You should put that into play.
You've already paid.
And they were devastated. Yeah.
So you can't. You've already. It's a significant amount of money, so you have to go as well.
Oh, I mean, you could always have just I think people should be able to bring a Tupperware container to those things. No, the catering's for 5 hours or whatever. Everyone just wants to rock up and just leave. So basically, do a Brian Morris, get a Tupperware, fill it full, go home.
Was the food at least good, Mel?
Yeah.
Okay, we're trying to find silver linings here.
Takes the edge off.
Yeah, it did, Mel.
Well, Shaun.
It was a good day at the G that day. The Freo chant was going. It was only 13 points of difference, We'll be back there.
Yeah.
Imagine the other party, Shaun, that the other team had. That would have been fun, wouldn't it?
That one would have been really good fun.
Well, that's a different type of sad party. Let's go to Tan in Belia. Hey, Tan.
Hi, guys.
Hi,
Good morning.
Good morning, Tan.
What's the theme of this party, Tan?
It was my hen's party.
Well, that's got to be fun. The end.
Your hen's party.
No.
What was? How could that be a sad party?
Well, unexpectedly, I was expecting. So my 1920s mother was not particularly happy. I had a big bust-up with my maid of honour.
Yeah.
So she was meant to organise something, and, of course, that didn't happen. So my mum, in her graciousness, decided to make a tea party for me, for myself and my friends at my nan's house. And her piece de resistance was her signature sponge cake, which is something she used to make as a child for me.
Yeah.
With pink runny icing and sliced banana on top. But the banana because she'd made it the day before, had gone brown.
But was the banana at least in there?
We didn't even have coffee because back then my parents drank Caro. So we had Caro, tea, Milo, and Mum's pink sponge cake. So
what a raging hen's night.
So hen's nights, right? Hen's nights, it's usually penis-shaped everything.
Yes,
and when you said the bananas, I thought, here we go.
At least a topless waiter or something.
No,
a tea party.
No, just my mum and her penny.
Now, you're there trying to not be rude in front of your mum and your grandmother because you're going, oh, my God, this is bad.
I know.
So how were you? Were you overly compensating to the fact of, isn't this great, everyone? Or did everyone know what it was?
Well, my friends were exceedingly polite because they knew that my mum was a very, bless her heart, was a very righteous 1920s mother. So she was there with the doilies and wearing a pinny and was it an apron? And, you had your sugar bowl, your milk little jug. And,
gee, sounds like a terrible night.
Yeah.
This is for your cube sugar from. It was fabulous. Yeah, okay, that's
that's pretty sad.
That's actually...
Thanks, John. Fiona's in Carlisle. Hi, Fee.
Good morning, guys. How you going?
Hey, good, Fee.
What party? What was the occasion, Fiona?
My 18th birthday.
Oh, what could be sad about that? What happened?
I ended up having a massive operation 3 days earlier and was still in hospital in the children's ward with a massive infection, absolutely just drugged out on painkillers. My parents still,
had the
tried to celebrate, I suppose. They brought party hats and a cake.
Oh, to the hospital. So
someone put a hat on my head and I just kind of sat there. And then the running joke was then... the only alcohol that was available was the alcohol swabs and the hand sanitizer.
So everyone's squeezing those little trying to get in their mouth.
Was there at least one balloon?
No, I don't think so.
Not even.
It's so sad when they put that hat on you.
Came in, she came in at midnight, and actually they all came in and sang happy birthday.
But you're like, I want to go to sleep.
But also then did they go, you've now aged out of the kids' hospital, you've got to go?
Oh.
Yes, they did. I had to move wards.
Did you?
God, that's
and what, you were put into like dying nanas?
Well, they
I was
were.
like, well, what's sadder than just what had it in your head, Sean? This ward.
Wheel it down there.
Yeah, nothing but terminal.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fiona, that's hard.
Does the same thing happen if you're in juvenile prison, by the way? Not that any of us have been there, hopefully. And then you turn
you
18
age out.
or whatever.
Oh, yeah, you then go to the big house.
Yeah.
You then go to the big house. Yeah, so when you're sculling that yard
be
glass, not
careful.
before us to forget what's about to happen.
Thanks for all the sad parties, everybody.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.